Hey, what's going on, everyone? Homework assignment 42. Today's objective, I can convert rates using dimensional analysis, and I can convert between systems of measurement. All right, so our vocabulary, dimensional analysis is just a process of including units of measurements as factors when you compute, and we'll show what we mean by that. And here's the first example that I'm going to give. So let's say I wanted to convert 100 miles per hour into miles per minute. All right, so if I want to convert miles per hour into miles per minute, I would multiply however many miles per hour that I have by to figure out our miles per minute. So I already have miles. So I already have this miles here, so I'm good. But I want to get this hours in order to be minutes. So to make it minutes, I would multiply these units by, well, I know that there is there are hours, a certain amount of hours in a certain number of minutes. And then here's what's going to happen. When I multiply these two together, excuse me, excuse me, sorry about that. When I multiply these two together, I will be able to cancel out our hour, and I'll be left with just whatever our miles over minutes. All right, because miles, because it would just be left as miles over minutes, and that's what I would want. So let's say if I actually found the actual values. So let me separate this a little bit. So if I wanted to convert 100 miles per hour, so 100 miles over 1 hour, to miles per minute, so I would multiply it by 1 hour has 60 minutes. And what's that going to be equal to? Well, my hours are going to end up canceling out. I'm going to have 100 times 1, which is 100, over 60 times 1, which is 60. Therefore, miles per minute would be 100 divided by 60, about 1.67 miles per minute. All right? So that's one way that we could figure this out. Here's the disclaimer that I'm going to put out for this particular lesson. If you have your own way of solving these problems, if you have methods that you've used in the past, use them, okay? I'm going to use a certain method here. If you have other strategies that do in fact work, go ahead and use those strategies, but I'm going to use the ones that I'm going to show you today. Just putting that disclaimer out there, okay? So let's start with this type of problem. The average teenager spends $1,742 per year on fashion-related items. How much is this per week? Okay, so here's what we're talking about. We're talking 1,742, and this is dollars. I'll write the units. So dollars over 1 year, so 1 year. Dollars is fine. Dollars we can keep as the unit, but year is what we're going to want to change. So we want to know in a certain amount of weeks. So I'm going to multiply this by 1 year, and 1 year is equal to, well, the amount of weeks in a year is 52 weeks. And notice what happens here. My year units can then get canceled out, and I can multiply straight across. I'll be left with 1,742 over 52, and that's dollars in weeks. And if I simplify, I can figure this out. So 1,742 divided by 52. So the teenager will spend $33.50 per week. All right. They're going to get a little bit more complicated as we go, but just try and follow what we're doing. So all we're doing is we're trying to get our units to what they are asking us for. Okay, we're trying to get those units to what they are asking us for. All right, so let's take a look here. Tyree and his 3 friends attend skydiving class before their first jump. The instructor tells them that they will travel 176 feet per second. So they're going to be traveling, I'm going to jot that down, 176 feet in 1 second. How many miles per hour is this? Okay, so we want to get it to be miles per hour. All right, meaning I need to convert my feet to miles, and I have to convert my seconds to hours. All right, so here's how I could figure this out. Feet to miles, we should know 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. So here's what I would multiply it by. I'll multiply it by 5,000, so I'll say 1 mile over, let me erase that, 5,280 feet. All right, and that would be my conversion to miles. Let's now get seconds into hours. So I'll do it the long way, I'll say. So 1 second. So I know that I will have 60 seconds in 1 minute. And if I want to get minutes to hours, then I know that there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. And that's going to be equal to my miles per hour. So let's see what units can get canceled out here. So feet and feet. Miles, nope, miles are still going to be there. Seconds and seconds. Minutes and minutes. And notice what we are left with. We're left with miles and hours. And that's the reason why we delete those units, okay? But I'm still going to multiply all the numbers straight across. So I have 176 times 60 times 60. So 176 times 60 times 60 is a very big number. 633 600. And it's miles per how many hours? 1 times 5,280 times 1 times 1, so which is 5,280 hours. And if I simplify this, I will get 120 miles per hour. All right, a lot that went on here, but we're converting our feet into miles and our seconds into hours. Again, if you have other methods that you can use to work on this, please use them. All right. For the next set of problems, we are going to use this here chart. So I do ask you to copy this into your notes as well. Okay, so we want to complete these conversions. So we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So if we want to convert 12 centimeters to inches, all right, so 12 centimeters, and I want that to be converted into inches. So here's what I will do. I'm going to write out 12 centimeters, and I'm going to end up multiplying that 12 centimeters by, well, let's see, inches to centimeters. So there's 1 inch in about 2.54 centimeters. So 1 inch in 2.54 centimeters. Same thing when you use that dimensional analysis. I can cancel out my centimeters and I can multiply my value straight across. I would get 12 inches over 2.54. 12 divided by 2.54 is going to be about 4.72 inches. So in 12 centimeters, there is about 4.72 inches. Same deal with the quarts to liters. So I'm going to write that out. So 4 quarts times, all right, let's see how many quarts are in a liter. If I go back and I take a look, let's see, quarts to liters. I see that 1 quart is approximately equal to 9.946 liters. So let's make that happen. 0.946 liters over 1 quart. When I multiply these together, my quarts are going to cancel out, and I'll have 4 times 0.946, leaving me with 3.784 liters in 4 quarts. All right. Last one. Last one. I know there's a lot going on. You might have to watch this one another time in order to understand what's going on, or again, use the strategies that you would like to use. At top speed, a giant tortoise can travel about 900 feet per second. 900 feet per hour. How many centimeters per second can a giant tortoise travel at top speed? Okay, so we're starting off with 900 feet per 1 hour. And we want to end up getting this to centimeters per second. Centimeters per second is what we want to get this to. All right, so let's do this. So let's try and convert, let's do hours first. Let's get hours to seconds first. All right. So in 1 hour, I'll go the long way. So in 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. All right. And in 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. All right, cool. And that's the goal. I want to get seconds in that denominator, and I got it there because that's where it's going to be here. All right, let's now get feet to centimeters. So I know that in, let's multiply it by, I know that in 1, or better yet, I should say, in 12 inches is 1 foot. All right. And I know that in 2.54, and I'll get rid of this here, centimeters is 1 inch. All right, and then I will multiply all these together. So let's see what units we got rid of here. We want to end up with centimeters over seconds. So feet and feet, hours and hours, minutes and minutes, inches and inches. And notice what we're left with: centimeters and seconds. So let's multiply everything straight across. 900 times 1 times 1 times 12 times 2.54 is 27,432 centimeters over how many seconds? 1 times 60 times 60 times 1 times 1 is 3,600 seconds. And let's figure out what that is. 27,432 divided by 3,600 is going to be equal to approximately 7.62 centimeters per second. Woo! This was a doozy. But if you got to take a second look at this video, take a second look at this video. I know this was a long one. All right, we're going to use this in order to try to work on stuff tomorrow. Remember, if you have other strategies, use those other strategies, okay? Use the conversion charts. That's what they're there for. Check out those practice problems. I'll see y'all tomorrow.